Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends and fellows. How are you? Welcome you on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. My dear friends and fellows, look, there are people in the world today, and in every age, in every time as well, they were having a very humble background. They were having a very humble background, but they people, despite all that, they led a very good life. They lived well, they succeeded, and they were found very patient, and they lived very gracefully. They lived very gracefully, a graceful life, that awaits these people. And despite the fact that they people are, they lived a very, there were lots of challenges, difficulties, problems, hurdles, obstacles on their way to success, on their way to happiness. But all of these things combined could not, let them come down, could not make them a poor person, could not make them poor mentally. And as far their soul is concerned, they lived a graceful life, despite the difficulties, despite the poor resources. And today we have made it a topic of our today's discussion. And after a very careful consideration, after a lot of research, we have come to a conclusion that there are seven pillars of a graceful life, despite the difficulties, despite all the problems. What are these seven pillars? What are these seven most important things, most important characteristics, most important habits, you know for somebody who want to live gracefully, for somebody who want to live in an honorable manner? First of all, it is, dear friends and fellows, it is embrace the power of the present moment. Embrace the power of present moment. What is this, by the way? The power of present moment, and then we have to embrace it. Look, our past is unchangeable, whether it was a good, whether it was a bad one. Good or bad, it is absolutely unchangeable. Simply what we can do is that we can learn certain very important lessons out of that. And as for the future is concerned, we can plan and prepare, but still, at the moment, we can't do anything more than that for this at all. But now, as for the present moment is concerned, we can do whatever will be recorded in the history, whatever will be recorded in our personal history, that why, what this person did at that particular occasion. My dear friends and fellows, look, we need to become active as far the present moment is concerned. We need to become active as for the present moment is concerned. We need to do. This is the time of the doing, this is the time of the action. And that is why it is the powerful moment. That is the time of the action. Neither the past is a time of action, nor the future is a time of action. The present moment, our today, is the time of the action. So we need to seize the power of, we need to seize the power, we need to embrace the power of the present moment, so that we are able to do. But let me tell you, let's record something here, which is the most powerful thing, which is the most right thing, which is the most appropriate thing. And do the best. Don't be swayed away by your moods. Don't be swayed away by your emotions. Rather, be the person who has seized the power of the moment and embrace the power of the moment. Do the right thing. Do not fail to do the right thing, and never ever do the wrong thing, because it is the power of the moment that we will be able to do either the good thing or the bad thing, which will be recorded into our personal history, and which will become unchangeable. So let's do the right thing at the present moment. Now, the second thing is not to let emotions control your actions. The second thing is, emotions are there. Emotions are very powerful in our life, but do not allow the emotions to control your life at all. Never allow the emotions to control your action, because we do have to let our mind, our brain, our intellect control our actions. Never ever allow, never ever allow your emotions to control your action at all, because allowing our action, our emotions to control our action will absolutely mean that we are going to do something very destructive indeed, which we never ever have to do that. So be very careful, be very cautious. Never ever, never ever allow the emotions to control your life at all. So that is the second out of the seven most important thing, which is needed, which we need to practice, which we need to embrace to be able to live a successful and a graceful life. And the third thing is, my dear friends and fellows, because as far the emotions are concerned, if at all we are allowing our emotion to control our action, we will be keep repenting and regretting later on, and that will be absolutely wrong. That is something which is the kind of worst kind of enmity with none other but with we ourselves. So do not let your actions, your emotions control your action. The third thing is, dear friend, having a healthy relationship with the failure, having the healthy relationship with our own failures. What is this, by the way? Healthy relationship with what? With our failure. What kind of healthy relationship can be established with our failure? Yes, let me tell you, let me say that we need to learn from our failures. The failures are the best our teachers and mentors. Whatever the failures teaches us, no other thing can ever teach us. So let's establish a healthy relationship with our own failure. Failure is something great indeed, and the sense never stand, never be afraid of the fear. Never develop the fear of the failure at all. Never develop the fear of the failure at all. Rather learn to embrace the failure. Learn to establish the healthy relationship with our own failure, because the failure can teach us what no teacher on earth can teach us. So for that reason, why is it so? Because as for the failure is concerned, it does activate our emotions, and we have to use our emotions in a positive manner by learning a lot, and by sticking to the lesson we have learnt out of the failure. And that was the number two out of the seven things which are extremely important, if at all we want to live a if at all we want to live an honorable and a graceful life. And the third thing is, the fourth thing is, it is the relaxation and the self-care. Don't keep yourself tense at all. Do not keep tense, stay tense at all, because the burden upon our mind, our brain, the burden upon our nerves, it can cause something very serious, very damaging. It can even cause the brain hemorrhage. So do not keep yourself under the continuous pressure at all. Relax, relax, and relax. It is the relaxation which is more important than anything else. My dear friends and fellows, stay relaxed. It is very, very important indeed, because unless and until we are relaxed enough, we cannot perform better, because the life is a marathon race. It is not the 100-yard sprint at all. It is the life is not a 100-yard sprint at all. It is a marathon. We have to keep working, not just for a single day, week, or month, not just for a day, 5, 10 years, rather for a longer period of time, several decades of our life. So, for all that reason, I think what is desperately needed here is that we need to keep ourselves relaxed enough, and we need to take the self care, because if at all we are not taking care of ourselves, who else is going to do that? Nobody will be doing that, because everybody have their own pressing problems, because everybody have their own priorities. So why to do all that? It is very important indeed, it is very important indeed that we people are keeping ourselves relaxed enough. We people are keeping ourselves, you know relaxed enough on the one hand, and then of course we need to take self care. What is this self care? We need to have a 7 to 9 hours of sound sleep, and we will not be able to sleep at all. If at all we are tense and the tension does not allow us to sleep well, we need to stay relaxed at all, and we need to sleep well, and we need to provide ourselves with the with we need to provide ourselves with the nutrition, with the right sort of nutrition, with a balanced diet which is suitable for our own health. Then of course we need to do the exercise, and during the work time there are certain breaks are needed. We need to do any sort of exercise. It could be walking, jogging, running, gym, weightlifting, yoga, aerobics, or any other type. But one thing is there that we need to learn, and we need to keep that we need to stay, that we need to do the self care, that we need to do the self care, and we need to keep ourselves relaxed enough. And that was the fourth out of seven. The fifth is actively practicing gratitude. Practicing gratitude actively. What could be it, by the way? Practicing gratitude actively. It can mean, first of all, we need to understand why to become grateful. While I don't have many of the things which I like so much, but I don't have it, I am lacking certain other needs of mine. Despite all that, the fact is, though we don't have all the things, we don't have many of the things, but there are certain things which are very, very important, which are very, very precious. And what are these things, by the way? First of all, it is my life and my health. If at all somebody who is dying, who is very much sick, or who has died, if at all I am given an option that I can get everything what he or she belonged, but we have to surrender our health, we have to surrender our life for that. Shall we be able to prepare ourselves for this thing? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, what does it mean? It does mean that the life and the health are more important than any other things combined, than all the material goods combined. Having a nice palace, having luxurious cars, even our own aeroplanes. But if at all I don't have a life, if I'm not healthy, all of that is useless. So, this means I do have something which is very, very precious. And why to become grateful when there are problems in my life, and there are definitely certain troublesome problems in my life? Yes, I do have certain problems, but at the same time I am safe and I am secure. I am away from many other problems which are prevalent in the which other people, many of the other people in the world are suffering today. So if at all I am safe from that, I should be grateful. If I am having life, if I am having health and certain other thing, I must be grateful person. So that is how I or you, anyone else, can practice the gratitude actively. So that was the fifth item out of the seven. And the sixth is setting boundaries and learn to say no. It is the setting boundaries, reasonable boundaries. Proactively set the reasonable boundaries and enforce them. What is meant by these boundaries? And we need to learn to say, we should learn to say no, because we can't say yes against every request, against every invitation. We can't say yes. There are plenty of things we have to say no. There are plenty of things we have to resist for, and there are plenty of things we do have to even fight. So that actually means that there must be certain boundaries. Everybody is not allowed everything else to do with our life. That is absolutely impossible. So there must be certain boundaries, and we do have to learn to say no. And the seventh and the last item on the list of how to live a graceful life despite the meager resources. The seventh is The seventh is, my dear friends, cultivating a positive mindset. Cultivating a positive mindset. How can I do that when there are so many difficulties, when there are so many curveballs life is throwing at me, when there are so many challenges? How can I develop a positive mindset? I think that if at all the challenges are keep coming, popping up unexpectedly, if at all life is throwing the curveballs, if at all the plans of mine are going airy, do not worry at all. And this positive mindset does not mean ignoring the realities of life and pretending that everything else is okay. No, not at all. Everything else is not okay or perfect at all. And the realities of life are bitter as well. Despite all that, the positive mindset mean that you can choose to focus on the potential in every situation, good or bad. If at all we are looking for the opportunities, if at all we are learning from every situation. This is the positive mindset. Learn from challenges and keep moving forward even when things get tough. Learn from challenges and keep moving forward even when things get tough. This is positive mindset. Conscious effort is the most powerful. The conscious effort is the most powerful tool we have at our disposal. It helps remain calm amidst chaos, even if at all there are challenges, even if at all there are curveballs the life is throwing at us, even if at all my plans are gone airy. Despite all that, I think I can learn to stay and develop the positive mindset. I can cultivate the positive mindset that is absolutely necessary. These are the seven things. If at all a person with the meager resources want to live gracefully here in this world, so there are seven things. All of these seven things are very, very important. I think that let's have a very, 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 very quick revision in few seconds only. First of all, it is, embrace the power of present moment. The second is not to let emotions control your actions. The third, control your life, control your actions. Now the third thing is having a healthy relationship with the failure. And the fourth is relaxation and self-care. Now the fifth is actively practice gratitude. Now the sixth is setting boundaries and learn to say no. And the seventh is cultivating a positive mindset even when life throws curveballs at us, even when our plans go awry, even when challenges will pop up unexpectedly. Despite all that, it our positive cultivating the positive mindset does not mean that we have to ignore the realities of life and pretending that everything else is perfect and everything else is okay. Absolutely not. This is not the positive mindset. The positive mindset mean that you can choose to focus on, that you can choose to focus on the potential in every situation, the opportunities, the learning opportunities out of every situation. Learn from challenges and keep moving forward even when things get tough. This is positive mindset. Learn from challenges and keep moving forward even when things get tough. Yes, this is positive mindset. Conscious effort is the most perfect tool. Conscious effort is the most perfect tool we have at our disposal. It helps remain calm amidst chaos. So today's discussion and topic were highly useful and beneficial. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair.